I think we can all agree that Arnold Schwarzenegger, as a movie star, has made some fantastic films throughout his career. That being said, what are my top 5 favourite films of his? We're going to take a look at them right now. So let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and welcome to a new top 5 video. Yes, now about a week and a half ago I'd done a top 5 video of Keanu Reeves, and then at the end of that I said that I would put out a poll for my next episode. This poll included the big 3, Arnie, Bruce and Sly. All 3 of them were included in the poll, and lo and behold, Arnie came in with the highest number of votes. 162 of you voted on this, so thank you very much for that. I appreciate whoever took the time to vote. Arnie came in with a staggering 57%. Sly, 31%. And in last place, with not a lot of love, Brucey, with 12%. People don't like a Brucey bonus. Anyway, so what I'm going to do in a minute is I'm going to tell you my top 5 Arnie films, favourite films. Now, I will put out a poll again, maybe a week after this video, half a week after, something like that. You'll see it when it comes up. But if you click that notification bell after subscribing, then you will know when that poll comes up and you can vote on it. Now, even though Sly and Brucey lost this time around, they'll get their chance again. I'll work my way through whatever actors you want me to. So in the comment section down below, drop me some ideas on actors that you would like to see me rank my top 5 favourite movies of them. Actors and actresses, and why not? Do it. So here we are with Arnie. Arnie's had quite an illustrious career, as we know. And he's made some fantastic movies and had some fantastic characters within those movies. Now, for the purposes of this, I have to group together any sort of franchises. So basically, the Terminator films grouped together. So I won't be giving you a Terminator 1 and a Terminator 2 in this list. I will pick one film from that franchise to represent that franchise and take it as a sort of one and done kind of a deal, if that makes sense to you. Because, you know, otherwise I could be putting in, you know, I could come out with something like Terminator 1, Terminator 2, Conan the Barbarian, Conan the Destroyer, but he's playing the same character in each. So I've chosen one, and it would be my favourite from that particular franchise if they fell part of this ranking. So that being said, let's get into this, because it shouldn't take too long, should it? Okay, so in 5th place, my 5th favourite Arnie film, from 1990, John Kimball was the character, and the movie is Kindergarten Cop. Yeah, I have a lot of fun with this film. I honestly do. Even though it's kind of perceived as being a lighter tone movie, there are some elements of darkness within the storytelling, within the thematically speaking, and Arnie's character, as the film starts, is quite a dark character and lightens up as the film goes on. Yeah, I find this film to be fantastic on a rewatch. I have a whole lot of fun with it. It's a superb movie. It truly is. Kindergarten Cop there. So then, jump in to 1987 for my 4th spot. The character of Ben Richards. And you know what it is. It's that fella that can't stop running. I'm not talking about Forrest Gump. No, the Running Man. Yeah, the Running Man. Now, it's quite a short film. It's very, very fast-paced film. And it is a lot of fun. It's got some wacky characters in it. Now, this film is somewhat dated now, but when it was made in 1987, it was a reflection of what was to come within the realms of TV. we're not far off of this sort of a thing with reality television, you know. It's quite spot on, and give it another 20 years and we could potentially be there, you know. It's quite a violent film. It's got a great cast. It stars Jesse Ventura stars in it, who starred in Predator with Arnie as well. Maria Conchita Alonso, I believe that's her name, the female actress within the film. She's like a sort of Brazilian Kylie Minogue in real life. But the film is like I said, it is dated, but it's one hell of a lot of fun. Proper 1980s cheese. And then we're going to jump to 1990 with The Third Spot and Quaid. Not Dennis, no. Total Recall. Total Recall from Paul Verhoeven. This film, when it came out, it was, you know, it blew your mind. Some of the imagery on screen blew your mind. The bit where he's pulling the thing out of his nose and the nose is swollen up. The head, you know, that he takes off and then it closes back up. All these moments. Obviously, we've got a young Sharon Stone in the film. Rachel Ticotin stars in it. Ronnie Cox, Michael Ironside. It's got a fantastic cast propping up Arnold Schwarzenegger. And, you know, whether you can figure out what's going on or not what's going on, or whether it is a dream or isn't a dream, you know, simulated in his mind, that's up to you. But it's a great film with great imagery, and a film that I revisit often, a film that sticks with me. A lot of the imagery stays within the mind. Then we drop to my second favourite Arnie film, and this is where the Terminator comes into play. Yes, Terminator's in second place, but what Terminator film? Is it going to be Terminator 1 or Terminator 2 Judgment Day? Now, I know a lot of people would say Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Not this guy here with the thumbs, no. I will go with The Terminator. The very first Terminator film is my favourite movie of the franchise. It's a smaller scale film. It's a cheaper film. It used guerrilla filmmaking techniques to get the movie made, and it looks fantastic. And this is a film that I used to watch as a young lad, and it resonated with me, and it scared the hell out of me. It certainly did, and I was too young to watch it. And I remember having dreams. I remember laying in bed at night time, my VCR or the TV would be on, little red light, and you're picturing the eye of the Terminator. This was James Cameron at his best. Now, Terminator 2, far more an action film, far bigger budgeted, but I didn't choose that because I have issues with the film. Not to say it's a bad film, it's not, but for me, there is a better film in there than what we got. And I did do a video on that some time ago. There's a lot I can say about that film. Now, I'm going to tell you my number one spot, and then afterwards, I'll talk about a few of the films that I didn't include on this list and the reasons why. So my very favourite, my number one favourite Arnie movie has got to go to 1987's The Predator, directed by John McTiernan. Now, this film here, it's aged beautifully. It's like a fine wine. It's got better with age. It isn't dated. It doesn't look dated, you know, and that's because of the setting in the jungle, military camouflage. And unless you're a weapons expert and military garb expert, you can't tell whether this film is set in the 80s, in the 90s, in the 2000s, because it has nothing in it that particularly dates beyond the weaponry that they utilise in the movie. Now, this is a tense film, and it keeps you on the edge of your seat from beginning to end, and it's almost perfection in film making. Obviously, we don't get to see the creature until quite late on in the film, and it works in the movie's favour. It builds up tension, and this is a film that can never be made again. The amount of testosterone and machismo on screen in this film, you just wouldn't get today. You haven't got actors like this or stars like this, these sort of big, burly, beefy kind of fellas with massive muscles who haven't even got a clue about their sensitive side. Their sensitive side doesn't exist. These are people who don't have the time to bleed. It's a fantastic film, and I have to put it above Terminator. I watch it more often than the Terminator. Now, interestingly, even though I've chosen it as my favourite Arnie film, I don't even think Arnie's the star of it. The star of it is the predator. It is the creature. You know, Arnie's just there passing through in this movie. He's just in it. But it's a fabulous, fabulous film. So there we go. There's my top 5 Arnie films. So think about your 5 favourite Arnie films and drop them down below. What ones work for you, what don't work for you? Is your list anywhere near mine? Now, obviously I've spoken about Terminator 2 and why I wouldn't put it into the list above the Terminator. Reason being, really, is because the beginning, the opening, doesn't work for me. Arnie comes through the time portal and he beats up these people in a bar. That should never have happened. He should have killed them. He should have been Terminator in nature, with the exception of the fact that he's designed to look after John Connor. This doesn't mean that he cannot kill anyone that gets in his way. And this is implied later in the film that this is what he would be doing when he goes to shoot the geezer on the car's bonnet. But the boy, John Connor, stops him from doing it. So Arnie obviously hasn't been programmed to not kill anyone, to get in his way. So why at the beginning does he just bust these geezers up in the bar? He busts them up simply because, number one, the rating of the movie couldn't have him kill anyone in that sense. And number two, well, it's bad writing, really. It's bad writing, but it comes down to that, and then wanting to make more money, that they had to make these changes within the character. But for me, the perfect version of that film would be Arnie coming through, doing what he does as a Terminator. Then, you know, that scene where you have him facing off against the T-1000 in the corridor, Robert Patrick's robot, is when you as an audience member do finally realise, hold on a minute, something's amiss here. These two are actually, we see, you know, they're different than what we thought they both were. But that was lost in the marketing. That was lost in the fact that at the beginning of the film, he doesn't kill anyone. He just beats them up. And the bad to the bone scene is cringy as hell because it plays for laughs. Should never had that at that moment in the film. So for me, there's a better version of that film out there. So that's why I chose Terminator 1 as my favourite. Other ones that I could have chose, True Lies. True Lies isn't a movie that works for me. It never has been. It's the least James Cameron movie that exists. It's a straight and out and out action movie. It's got some good action set pieces. And it's got Jamie Lee Curtis in underwear doing an extremely sexy dance, which is fantastic, especially if you see the uncut version of it. Not that she gets naked, it's just far raunchier and better. But yeah, so it's never been a film that I gravitate towards, and I've never seen what people actually see in that movie. I don't particularly like it. And then we have the Conan films, particularly the first Conan film, which is a great film, and I wanted to put it on the list. I tried. It may have pushed out Kindergarten Cop, but I revisit Kindergarten Cop far more than what I do Conan the Barbarian. So thusly, Kindergarten Cop fell into the, you know, thing there. And then how can I not mention, give an honourable mention to Batman and Robin, probably Arnie's best one-liners ever said in a movie. No, and I'm not joking here, right? I know everyone hates Batman and Robin. There are far better Arnie films, but he played this character. He was having fun with it, and you can tell that on screen. You can tell the fact that, you know, he didn't come into this film big-headed like, this is my movie. No, he treated it like, this is a Batman movie. I'm here. I'm just passing through. I'm passing through this franchise. I'll be out at the end of it and it will continue without me. Obviously it didn't. But that's how he approached the film. And, you know, as much as cheesy as these one-liners are that he delivers, Don't tell me you don't know any of them. Of course you do. Let me know the ones down below that you remember from Batman and Robin. So there we go. There is my list of favourite Arnie films. And the ones that I didn't include and why. So again, down below, let me know your favourite, anything like that. Also, let me know any actor, actress, whatever, that you want me to take a look at and rank you their favourite films. I'll put out a poll in about a week's time, maybe less, and then go from there with the next one. And make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, so that you know when that poll comes up and you can have the opportunity to get in on the voting. Why not? This is AJ. Thanks for watching. See you all later. Take care and goodbye.